Alright, so status. So, I have looked into a few things as promised. One was cheats in this game. So I did look into how cheats work in this game actually, just to try to find all of them. Funnily enough, they did slightly obfuscate the cheats in this game. You can't just search the binary for text to find the cheats because they didn't store the cheats in plain text. They applied a cipher to them, which is funny. When you enter a cheat, what happens is I'm gonna have to look this up now, actually. But what happens when you enter a cheat is the game applies the cipher. Oh, excuse us, slow down for a second. There's like two other things. I don't remember this one cheat off the top of my head, so I need to find it again. But yeah, so it applies the cipher to whatever you enter, and then it compares the cipher text to the cipher text that it has stored in the game. But there are only 3 codes, a lot fewer, I think, than the predecessor had. But so then the thing is, actually, give me a second here. I think I've just seen something interesting. All right, never mind that. I never had thought to. I was trying to look this thing up, but I never had thought to see if people had put together like actual replay codes and whatnot for this game. None of them looked like anything that would be useful for me, unfortunately. But I was trying to find this code and I couldn't. So I had it held on to after I figured it out, after ripping it from the binary, you know, having to reverse engineer the cipher and whatnot. But man, this is a really obscure code, probably largely because no one cares. But here we go. This is a code that no one ever talks about online. There are 4 codes, but people usually only list 3. The other one is this here. There you go. West Street, which unlocked all the movies. Probably because no one, I guess no one cared, is what really happened. But what's nice here is that in theory this should mean now that I can watch, yeah, I can watch the female version of everything now. Can you see the,
Yeah, that's me. Hotshot, phenom, can't miss kid. Except I did.
same dialogue?
That is.
Is her name Jackie now instead of Slick? Wait, does it say Slick on this one?
Yep, that's me.
Oh, Jack. Jack is his actual name. I never got that. Slick's just a nickname. But anyways, the idea just being that all I think I have to do is just start all these.
With my success.
But if you look closely at the file names, you can see that the male version is just a numbered file, and then the female version is just the same thing with an A added to the end. So once I discovered that, I could have put this stuff in manually, but oh no! Oh, so Slick's supposed to be like a generic name for both of them, so everyone else would have to redo their lines, I guess, for the male and female versions. That's interesting. So many cutscenes in this game. But anyways, there you go. Other thing though, another thing is another cheat I should do. Well, there are actually a couple other cheats I should do. I'll do maybe one at a time or something like that. The first one I should do though is, oh shoot, no, I don't have. I closed the list I had of other cheats. Hold on. There we go. So the thing, oh, wait, is there not an all vehicles cheat? I thought there was. Whoops. I thought there was. I may need to use, well darn, okay, I know there are, because the thing is, there are vehicles that you unlock by completing the point-to-point tournament, with every vehicle on every difficulty, a different vehicle for each combination thereof. So I had seen one sheet that was for unlocking all the vehicles, I thought. Hmm. This one isn't all the vehicles, I think it's just ATV specifically, maybe. I should try this out. But, Alright. Yes, so it would be good to load all of those just by activating those. So if you give me a minute, I think what I might do... I'll probably have to restart the game to put... Do you have to... I might have to restart the game to put in a code here, but give me a second, I'll see if I can apply this code. I'll see if it lets me actually unlock all the vehicles, because it would be good to... These are vehicles I probably don't get loaded ever unless you unlock them yourself, so I should probably do that and then try them all out. One, to see them, but two, to get strings for them. So let me see if I can get this code running on here and see if it actually gives us what we were hoping for. Well, that did something. I don't think it did what it's supposed to do. I mean, having a bit of a hard time getting this thing to apply, unfortunately. But I don't think that's the picture we're supposed to see here. I also accidentally auto-saved after applying this, folks. Doesn't appear in reality to have actually given me anything, though. I mean, trying to make out some logic, some understanding of what this code is doing, because haven't been able to get the darn thing to work properly. But, has not worked out so far. I've not been able to get the code to visibly work, applying it through PCSX2. PCSX2's UX for applying codes is absolutely offensive. It's basically not documented. You just have to create a text file somewhere and put your codes in a format that nobody actually uses. And there's you say just use utility to change it to this format, except you have to just guess what format it's in to start with, more or less. Cool. Myself having understanding what these codes actually do, I was just trying to apply them directly in memory myself. I can't even tell if the... I can't tell if they did anything or not, frankly. It's not easy to tell. But who knows at this point? I'm gonna call this a bust for the time being, but it would be good to be able to use all the vehicles and whatnot, of course. It's just that's not really working out for us right now. Okay, let me make sure everything's still working right now. It is still recording strings, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Opening up the debugger can break that, in my experience. Okay, yeah, I was messing around in the PCX2 debugger. We spent half an episode not doing things yet, so we should get to doing things, I imagine. So, now what? After all that didn't work. Let's restart the game real quick, actually, if you don't mind, because I did mess with memory, and it didn't quite seem to do what it was supposed to do. Who knows what it did do? Admittedly, I was not quite able to figure out what was going on in the memory values that code was supposedly modifying, the one that's supposed to unlock all the vehicles. Or at least it claims to unlock all the ATVs, maybe all the vehicles in general, I don't know. You saw it made the loading icon strange for bikes, but that wasn't what I needed it to do. But everything still claimed to be locked. Unless I was just in the wrong spot. You know what, give me one more shot at this. I have one thing in mind. And it still said that things were available for purchase. Which makes me think that I didn't have them. But I'm not sure what the exact mechanism this code is using is. Let me take one more shot at this off screen. I have one little idea in mind. before that, let's see if stuff is acting weird now on you. So I have the same vehicles available here. Does it show the correct bike image? It does. Look at that. Interesting how it modified that, but nothing else I was able to figure out. Anyways, though, yes, give me a second. Alright, unfortunately I just have not been able to get any actual result from messing around with those codes. So, there is one thing, I keep closing my list by accident. After all this stuff not working, there is one thing I do know I can do, other than, you know, boring cutscenes. I was gonna do it right now, but I don't have much other stuff that's hacky to do, and I was kind of promising this whole episode of doing hacky things, just implicitly at least. So, what I should do is use one of the more well-known cheats, which will actually prove quite fruitful for us here, I think. Just for legitimacy's sake, I'm going to turn off the autosave for this. There we go. But yes, here's a cheat that will actually prove fruitful for us. It's this one. Am I entering this right? Yeah. Because what this cheat does is this unlocks all of the sponsor events, which is a thing that we do in fact want. So what we can do is we can do a little bit of sponsor events. See, all these that are not complete, we can just do these for a little bit. I guess that'll unlock cool stuff for us too. You know, if we actually save the game. We only have these 2 vehicles. That might be a problem. I have a stupid amount of money, and also I'm not actually likely not saving here and so on. Let's get ourselves a good vehicle here. This is apparently one of the better ones. It's nice and balanced. Its scoring can probably go up pretty high. I have tons of money, so. By the way, just for completion's sake, let's get all of the models for this loading. Now's the time where we ought to really go the last stretch here, getting all these things to load in the menu and whatnot. Cool. And no, I won't worry with painting it right now. Am I gonna worry about the puny stat increases? Actually, these are pretty okay. But 480 to... Actually, that probably is worthwhile. Oh, I'll get that one. It's a small difference anyways. Do I already have best suspension here? That's actually including my good suspension already. Yeah, okay. Anyways, sure. Okay. But yeah, let's maybe we'll spend this session doing this recording session. So the next couple episodes is doing all these sponsor events, as many as we can, ideally all of them, to unlock the things that they get us for one, but also to actually load them and consequently get their strings loaded up. Ideally, actually winning them too, but I guess that might be less important than the rest. I have analog control today. I'm not too used to using the buggy here. The camera is feeling a little uncomfortable to me here. There we go. I guess that's better. Is it the far camera that I always wanted to use? I don't even remember now. It's just the camera felt off. I think this is the buggy that... Cool. Saw someone else do that right in front of me. That corner did not look as hard of a corner as it was in reality. Alright. But yeah, I suspect these top level vehicles are pretty much the ones that we were using already in the story mode, because I think that's what the game makes available to. Okay, so I can keep going right here, just don't do that. Ideally I don't hit anyone in doing so, but... Okay, this was maybe not the faster route. Oh jeez. Okay, yeah. That doesn't seem like the faster route to take, at least if I run into someone who flipped out on the course. Yeah, the AI seems to have a really hard time with that. They get caught off guard by that bump there. This is a short race though, jeez. Because everyone has to turn to meet you here. Well, I enjoy those couple seconds of the song that I enjoy hearing. There we go. And that gets me another nice upgrade for a buggy, actually. But yeah, we'll just keep on doing those. Since we did a lot of not doing anything this episode, see if we can do a little bit more stuff this episode. Yeah, at this point though, I do still want to see a little bit of stuff I haven't seen in the game. I have not figured out, by the way, at all how to unlock the Rings of Fire minigame, or how to access it or whatever. I have not been able to, I've not even found any acknowledgement of its existence online, more or less. It's very strange. But, so I don't know how to load that. I do believe I managed to, I even tried looking through the game's XML, and I could see that it was marked as locked by default, I think, but I wasn't able to see, I wasn't able to figure out what actually triggers its unlock to start with. So I don't know what to do with that. And I'm not used to how loose the buggies are, I just don't use them much. These things just fly everywhere, they slide around all over the place. Not in the same way that a truck does, though. A truck has a bunch of weight that flies around and slides everywhere. The buggy is just like really touchy at the same time. Really touchy and smooth, but still very loose. Bouncing and sliding and everything all the time. Oh. That was pretty sloppy. These head-to-head races are usually pretty easy, honestly. I very nearly won that one despite, in my opinion, doing a pretty sloppy job. And not knowing the course ahead of time. Not that I haven't ever been here, per se, but I just didn't remember my way around the place. And driving a bit more carefully this time. Getting a pretty good lead, consequently. Maintaining my traction and everything. I'm slightly surprised this game doesn't offer any... I wonder if you can get analog gas pedal controls in this game, if... I hate that one. Ah, right at the end there, too. I hate that turn. I'm more thinking that the control schemes give you analog gas pedal though, because that would be kind of nice for a vehicle like this one. It really would be nice still to the game only letting you floor it or do literally nothing feels kind of, you know, not what I want. Not the most appropriate way to drive. Like, it feels like you really do need to have a bit of a handle on how much gas you're putting down in this game, in the heavier vehicles, and it just doesn't offer you that. I think there's a reason that games tend to give you an analog trigger to use for the gas pedal. Anyways, yeah, this is all pretty easy going until I get to that one really rough turn. It's just a very hard, very abrupt turn. It goes down into a hill, through a tight little tunnel like that. Oh, that is such a pain. That last section's really hard on you because you have to go through a tight turn into a tiny tunnel, and then come out of that into another really tight turn too. Whereas your opponent gets a much wider turn that he can go through more quickly. Of course, in reality, the whole course is supposed to be even for you and your opponent. You're both doing one lap around it. But you combine that with the fact there's probably some rubber banding going on, and it's a little rough. Yeah, I still don't normally find these head-to-heads difficult at all. I suspect probably it's just me not being great with the buggy. Just because I don't use it a whole lot. Like there, I could probably be going faster than I am going. I may be acting a bit excessively careful now, after everything else that's gone on. But then right here, it's just, you have to go into this very awkward passage. I don't know how to not get past right there. It's that one little section where they managed to gain on me a whole bunch, because it's a tough section to take quickly. I could very easily overtake them afterwards if it wasn't for the fact that it's the very last part. And that's the part where I've gotten past every single time in this course. You see, that's part of the reason I gain a lead right there is because they're going through that tough part. S-bend is just awful. You go down a hill into a very narrow... Oh, that's awful. It's a tight turn down a hill into a narrow tunnel. That's just awful. I hate it. Because it's downhill, if you don't take it really slowly, you end up going into the air and then you have no traction whatsoever, and you land and you keep sliding to the side as you're trying to turn. And that doesn't just make you slide out a little bit, it also makes you go out into the wall of this narrow section. Well, that's not useful. Man, I'm just going to take a while on this one race. Is there a reason why the opponent starts faster than I do? Like, is there a way to get a better start in a race? Great, although I have got a pretty good lead at this point. And the parts that aren't the very last one, I should probably take fairly quickly. They do gain a bit on me here, which I find interesting. In the end, it is like they managed to make back like 5 seconds. Oh my god, I can't do that part. They managed to make back like 5 whole seconds of lead that I've gained on them on that one part. Now, I don't know if you should be holding the gas at the beginning or what. The AI seems to, but they always go in front of me afterwards too. Which, like I've said before, it's likely just a deliberate design decision in the game anyway, so you have to pass the opponents instead of just getting to start ahead of them from the very beginning. That also means the beginning of the race where someone breaks ahead ends up not really being a factor the way it is in a real race, which is disappointing. Yeah, see, again, I get ahead of them there. Well, I'm not as far ahead as I was before. I had a whole 4-second lead there before. This getting kind of sloppy there. I wasn't paying too much attention. Here they are. They're already ahead of me here at this point. And I have as much of a lead this time. I just cannot. It's the weird thing too is they're always, irrespective of how well or poorly I do, it feels like they always get like the exact same lead on me at the very end. I think it's just the rubber banding, where they end up being kept in pretty much the exact same position or accelerated to it, no matter how well I actually do. And then just because I go slowly through that one part, they end up inevitably catching up. I feel like I took that part better, and I did not seem to perform better compared to them as a result, which is disappointing. Okay, that part I did get a bigger lead. Like the audio there was a bit exaggerated. You could hear how the engine was echoing. Okay, there I managed to take that turn decently. Are you serious? I know that went a little sideways at the very end. Don't make me exit. Don't make me go back. I know that went slightly sideways at the very end, but come on. I was doing better that whole time. That didn't go that poorly at the very end. It's not like I lost multiple seconds on that. That was ridiculous. It says X for select and it doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's... I have no explanation other than just really aggressive rubber banding in this very short race. I do think I still would have gone if I had it messed up just a tad at the... coming out of that last turn, but even so. It does not feel like better performances are being rewarded with better results. It's just the very end of the race trumps everything. Okay, here okay, something went wrong. They messed up. The AI messed up there. Let's see how hard they can rubber band now. I'll try to take this a little carefully, but it's tricky to go through this part and not either go way too carefully or totally ruin it. It's right here. I actually did that pretty solidly too. Okay. That was me getting lucky. Scott over here, who's apparently not as good as Manu, just wiped out at one point, I think, is what happened. Oh well. I think they messed up that same turn. Alright, now, we'll keep doing this. Yeah, that's just what this the recording session will be, I think. So we'll do sponsors for a little while, for a bit.